Okay, you're welcome. Sure. Sorry.
Cola?
Cola, sure. Are you two together?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
great. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome aboard. As we begin our journey today back in time, I would like to share with you some information about the train that you are riding on. Believe it or not, you're riding aboard a living, breathing piece of history. Leading our train is an authentic coal-burning steam locomotive. Currently, the Valley Railroad has 3 coal-burning steam locomotives. The one leading our train today is locomotive number 40. This engine was built in 1920 by the American Locomotive Company at its Brooks Works in Dunkirk, New York. This engine spent most of its life in revenue freight service on the Aberdeen and Rockfish Railroad in North Carolina before coming to the Valley Railroad in 1978. Engine 40 is over 100 years old, making it the oldest locomotive on the Valley Railroad roster and among one of the oldest operating steam locomotives anywhere in the world. While they may be very mechanically complex machines, the means of a steam locomotive's operation is fairly simple. Fuel is burned in the firebox to create heat. The heat then turns water into steam, which then collects inside the locomotive's boiler and comes under pressure. As the steam expands, it is fed to a set of cylinders down at the front of the locomotive, where it pushes on pistons connected directly to the driving wheels and propels the locomotive and our train down the track. To control this power, 2 crew members are in the cab of the engine, the engineer and fireman. The engineer runs the engine, and the fireman's job is to create the steam. Over the course of today's operations, our firemen will shovel by hand approximately 2.5 to 3 tons of coal into the firebox, and our locomotive will use over 6,000 gallons of water. The passenger cars on our train consist of a first-class parlor car and coach cars. Our parlor car, the Great Republic, was built in 1930 by the Pullman Company for the New York, New Haven, and Hartford Railroad, and was used on its premier express train, the Yankee Clipper, which ran along the shoreline between Boston and New York City. The 500 series coaches were built circa 1914 and 1915 by Pullman for the Delaware, Lackawanna, and Western Railroad. They once ran an active commuter service at the local terminal in New Jersey. The 1000 series coaches, the ones with the mahogany wood interiors, were built in 1925 by the Buckingham Car Company of Wilmington, Delaware. They were used in commuter service on the Central Railroad of New Jersey. The original Connecticut Valley Railroad began operating on July 29, 1871, and ran north to Hartford, our state capital, and south to Fenwick Point, near the mouth of the Connecticut River in Old Saybrook. There, the railroad built an extensive wharf, roundhouse, and locomotive turntable. Today, you can still see the remains of the roundhouse that is now part of our state park system. That park is known as the Connecticut Valley Railroad Roundhouse State Park. In 1882, the Valley Line was acquired by the New York, New Haven, and Hartford Railroad, which was under the control of Connecticut native and financier J.P. Morgan, as part of his transportation monopoly here in southern New England. In addition to the railroad, the New Haven also acquired operating interest in the riverboat steamer service, operating out of Hartford, Middletown, Deep River, and New York City. The freight and passenger service continued to operate on the line while at the time of the Great Depression. The passenger service on the Valley Line and riverboat steamer service came to an end in 1933. The New Haven continued to operate freight service on the Valley Line until 1969, when the line between Old Saybrook and Middletown was acquired by the state of Connecticut and is now leased to the current Valley Railroad Company. On July 29, 1971, not coincidentally 100 years to the day of the line's original run, the Essex Steam Train made its first run from Essex to Deep River. July 29, 2021 marks our 50th anniversary and 150 years since the first railroad run on the original Connecticut Valley Railroad. Very shortly, on the right-hand side of the train, we will be approaching Post Cove. And once we cross Essex Street just up ahead, you will see the much larger Pratt Cove. This area is one of the many tidal marshes along the lower Connecticut River and is impacted by the tides of the main river itself, given its close proximity to the waters of Long Island Sound. Estuaries like this will also home to species of wildlife, including ducks, swans, white eagles, gray blue herons, red-winged blackbirds, and sometimes osprey and deer can be seen in this area. Estuaries like this are also popular for local residents for activities like kayaking, canoeing, and photography. The Connecticut River is the longest river in New England. At over 400 miles in length, it is longer than the Hudson River in New York State. The Connecticut River begins at its headwaters in the Connecticut Lakes region just below the Canadian border and flows southward, forming most of the border between the states of Vermont and New Hampshire. The river continues down through Massachusetts and finally discharges into the waters of Long Island Sound just to the south of us. The Connecticut River Valley has often been called one of the last great places on Earth because of its natural beauty and is a sanctuary for the many species of fish and wildlife that call this river valley home. Turn of the 20th century, this area was a thriving transportation center for the railroad and steamship traffic. Off to your right is East River Marina, and this area was also home to the Denison Brothers Shipyard, where a wide variety of vessels, including over 65 schooners, were built and were used in the coastal and West Indies trade. This area also accommodated the great riverboat steamers operating out of Hartford from 1845 through the mid-1930s. If you are facing our direction of travel, coming up on the left-hand side of the train, you will see a large yellow and brown structure. That is the original Deep River Freight Station. This historic structure dates back to 1890 and is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. We will return to Deep River Landing later on to make our riverboat connection. In the meantime, we'll continue our journey to North Chester. Now, after passing through the rock cut just up ahead, look out to the opposite bank of the river, at the far hillside at the 1 o'clock position. There, you'll have your first good view of Gillette Castle. passing through a spot on the railroad we call Riverside. And again, if you look out towards the far hillside at the 1 o'clock position, you'll have your first good view of Gillette Castle. And also at approximately the 3 o'clock position, you will notice a large white and blue vessel. That is our riverboat, the Becky Thatcher. And for those of you who have booked the train and boat tickets, that is the riverboat you'll be taking later on in the journey. We are now passing over a bridge we call Deep River Creek Bridge, and if you look out towards the right-hand side of the train, about roughly at the 3 o'clock position, you'll have another view of our riverboat, the Becky Thatcher. The Becky Thatcher is that large white and blue vessel, and you'll be taking that riverboat later on in the journey for those of you who have booked the train and boat combination tickets. If you are facing our direction of travel, look out towards the left-hand side of the train. You will notice a small yellow and brown structure. That was once the Connecticut Station, located in Connecticut. It is now known as Chester Station. The original Chester Station sits on the left, across the street, a large ranch-style building with beautiful fieldstone chimney. If you do not have a chance to view the stations this time, you'll have another opportunity to view them again once we're back down towards Deep River. Shortly, our train will be crossing over the Chester Creek marshland area. This area is the habitat of the great blue heron and is also home to other species of wildlife, including red-winged blackbirds, white egrets, and osprey. If you are facing our direction of travel, coming up on the right-hand side of the train, look out towards the far hillside at the 2 o'clock position. You will have another good view of Gillette Castle. Gillette Castle has nothing to do with the shaving company. Gillette Castle took its name from its owner, William Gillette, who was one of the country's most famous stage writers and is known for helping to portray the original Sherlock Holmes series. Construction of Gillette Castle began in 1914 and was completed in 1919. Today, Gillette Castle and the grounds surrounding it are now part of our state park system. now reached the very northern end of today's coach train ride. Presently, our railroad continues an additional 4 miles to the north into the town of Haddam. Our very elegant Essex Clipper dinner train, which operates on weekends, May through October, and also on Friday evenings, June, July, and August, uses this additional track. Our dinner train is a very special experience and harkens back to the very elegant days of the 1920s, with your food prepared fresh in the train's onboard kitchen and served piping hot to you of the first-class Pullman dining cars. Reservations for the dinner train are required and can be made on our website. In just a few moments, our steam locomotive will push us southward back to Deep River Landing, where we will make our riverboat connection. We ask that you please remain in your seats during our journey back, but please continue to enjoy the beauty of the lower Connecticut River Valley and sights and sounds of steam railroading. and gentlemen, please remain in your seats at this time. We have stopped here at Riverside to allow our rear trainman to throw the switch to get us onto the platform at Deep River Landing. This is not our riverboat connection at this time. Please remain in your seats and await a following announcement before attempting to deboard the train. Thank you.
Are you teeny? Oh my God. Yeah, my Ah, yeah, my
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. We have now safely arrived at Deep River Landing. This is where we make our riverboat connection. For those of you taking the boat, you may now exit the train, but do so only at an open door where there is a member of the train crew to assist you.